Hey, it's Jeff Bostic from the Bostic Group here at Rate, and this was a huge week. It was Fed week, and that brought a lot of news, so we're gonna dive right in and talk about what rates did this week. So first up, rates are ending the week about 0.1% higher than where they ended last week. Now, that's actually much better than what we were looking midway. So the Fed had their last meeting of 2024, it concluded on Wednesday, and they did exactly what we expected. They dropped rates by 0.25% for the Fed funds rate. So that's not mortgage rates, we didn't see that trickle in right away. But what they did do was they adjusted their forecast for what they're going to be planning to do in 2025. So when we looked at the September meeting, that was the last time they did a forecast for next year. The September meeting had looked like we were going to have between 1 and 1.25% of rate cuts for the year of 2025 by the Fed. Unfortunately, they scaled that back. We were looking at the median number by the dot plot chart showing we're projected for only 50 basis points of cuts in 2025. That's a huge rollback. And so because of that, the markets didn't like it. They see that as far as a sign of the Fed more on the side of a restrictive stance right now and not going into neutral or accommodative. And so based on that, rates went up. Then to cap off the week, we had PCE, that is personal consumption expenditure, and that is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. And that actually gave us a nice surprise. And that was, we were expecting a 0.2% increase month over month, and it actually was only 0.1%. So while it was still an increase, it was half of what the market was expecting. And so that just shows while we are anticipating higher inflation readings, we've talked about that over the past several updates, we're expecting high inflation readings to end the year. It was less of an increase than expected. So good news, and that actually brought the market back down from some of the highs that we saw over the past 2 days. Then in some mixed bag pieces, we had GDP for Q3, the final reading come in a little hotter than expected. We had initial jobless claims that was less than last week, so that's great for this time of year, as well as less on the continuing claim side. And lastly, we had retail sales, which auto sales surged, and so that made the headline number look really high. But if we take that out, it actually missed expectations, and retail sales were about half what they were expected to be. So that concludes everything for the week, up a little bit, but we're going to take the momentum of today with a strong PCE report into next week in 2025. We hope you have a happy and safe holiday season, and we will be with you back in 2025. Thanks so much.